Hi everyone, welcome back to the Revolution channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a full face using SOPH products, which are my own collaborations with Revolution. So I have the Extra Spice palette, I've got the original eyeshadow palette, I've got the highlighter palette, and I've also got my lipsticks. So I thought I would start with a blank canvas. I've already applied, wait, where has it gone? I've already applied the Conceal and Define foundation in the shade 3.5. This is the shade that I'm kind of wearing in between like scrubbing my tan off, because I kind of half scrubbed it off but a bit of it's still there, so maybe this is a tiny bit light for me, but it kind of matches my neck, so I went with 3.5. And then I've also done my eyebrows, but I have nothing else on my face, so I'm going to be doing the rest of that now, so I hope you enjoy. So just before I dive into the rest of it, I'm just going to bronze up my face and add a bit of blush because I'm looking like a flat surface right now. And for my bronzer slash contour, I'm using the Revolution Pro 4K bronzer palette in Cool. And I'm just gonna take this shade here. I might mix in a little bit of this shade as well, just for around my hairline. I think I'm also just gonna add a little bit to my neck because the tan definitely comes off my neck quicker than the rest of my body. And compared to my arms, I feel like my face just doesn't match. But oh well, it's fine. And then for blush, I'm using the 4K blush palette. This is in Peach. And I think I'm gonna take this shade here, which has got a bit of marbling running through it. It's just a really pretty like pinky peach colour. I feel like it's this is such a nice spring palette, and spring is fastly approaching. I can't believe how fast this year is going, but I feel like this is a really nice kind of spring summer blush palette because it's got really like nice bright peachy shades. So I'm then going in with my SOPH highlighter palette. This is so disgusting looking now because I take this with me everywhere. I literally use this palette pretty much every single day. My favourite shade, as you can see, is this one here, which is pretty much nearly gone. However, when I have been tanned the past couple of days, I've been using this shade, which I am obsessed with this gold colour. It's actually unreal. Like, look at the shine that you get on this. I just love this palette, and even though I like designed it and created it with Revolution, people would probably think that I'm biased in saying this, but this is genuinely my favourite highlighter palette. I use it all the time and I absolutely love it. And also as well, the fact it's so cheap, you cannot go wrong. I think what I'm actually going to do is mix the gold shade with this shade, which is another thing that I've been doing recently, and it kind of makes like a silver colour. So that's the gold by itself. And then this is the lilac colour. And then the lilac is there by itself, but when you layer the gold over the top, it just makes a really nice kind of silvery colour. So a little tip there, if you don't make use of the purple one, mix those two together, and I just kind of dip my brush into both of them. And then I'm just applying that to my, like, oh, look at this glow. I'm just in love with this palette. It's my absolute favourite. And the other side. Then for the rest of my face, I like to take a small little eyeshadow brush. So this one is the Revolution Pro 150 brush. And I'm just going to dip back into both of those two shades. And I'm going to put this on my brow bone, just here. Then also my inner corners. And then down my nose as well. And then my Cupid's bow. So that is the glow that you get from the SOPH highlighter palette. These two shades I also absolutely love, but when I'm a little bit fairer. And then if you do have deep skin, then these ones over this side are absolutely stunning as well. Like this bronzy kind of colour is so beautiful. And then for my eyeshadow, I think I want to do something kind of like to go with the whole like spring summer theme as well. So I have my original eyeshadow palette, which is the SOPH palette. And it just looks like this on the inside. You have a nice big mirror in here as well. And this one has got a lot of neutrals, and then it also does have some fun kind of pops of colour as well. And then we have the Extra Spice palette, which has got the shiny rose gold packaging. Again, it has a mirror on the inside. I like to say that this one is kind of like the bigger, cooler, older sister of the original SOPH palette, because this one is just a little bit brighter. It still has neutrals in there, but if you like kind of like, if you want to do a sunset eye and you like your reds, there's also a couple of like burgundy shades in here, then this one is gorgeous as well. So this is what the two of them look like next to each other. They do have similarities, but they also have their differences. So depending on what type of looks you like to go for, then both of these are an option. Let's use original SOPH because I feel like I used the Extra Spice one a bit more and I haven't used this one in a while. So I'm going to go for this palette here, and I think I'm going to try and do something peachy pink and use like these shades down here. I'm going to start with this shade here, which funnily enough is called Peaches, and I'm just going to use this as my transition and kind of just blend this all throughout my crease. So I'm just kind of blending this all over and making sure it's really nice and blended out. I'm also going to run some of this along my lower lash line. I kind of feel like even just this colour by itself would make such a nice basic eye look. I'm then just going to take a little bit of this colour down here, which is called Cloudberry, which is like a pale orange sort of colour, and I'm also going to add this into the mix. To be honest, I feel like this isn't going to show up too much over the top of the peach colour because they are quite similar. This one's just a little bit more orange. Kind of reminds me of the colour of like orange sherbet. I think that would have been a really good name for it actually. So I'm just kind of putting this all over my eyelid. And then next I'm going to go in with this shade down here, which is another matte. This is called Strawberry Sweets, and I'm going to add this to my outer corners. So that's mostly just gone on the outer part of my eye, and then I'm just going to blend it across a little bit. And then again I'm just going to add some to my lower lash line. And then I think on my actual lid, let's go for this shade here, which is called Pink Champagne. It's just a really light coloured pink colour. And I'm just going to take this on a flat brush and I'm going to put this on the inner part of my eye, but I'm not going to bring it all the way out. I'm going to go about halfway or 3/4 of the way across my eye. And this just really brightens up the inner part of your eyes. And then I'm also taking that same shade and I'm just going to apply it to the very inner part of my lower lash line. So it's just a really bright kind of glowy eye look that has some really fun kind of summer colours, but at the same time it's not too in your face. I feel like I would wear this out. Then to line my eyes I'm using the liner Revolution, which looks like this. And then I'm finishing off my eyes with the Mascara Revolution, which, no word of a lie, is my favourite mascara at the moment. This is my second tube because I used up the first one entirely. I just love how thick it makes my lashes. Like, look at the difference. And then finally, to finish everything off, I'm going to use my SOPH lipstick in the shade Cake. I'm actually opening a fresh one of these because Cake is probably my favourite out of my 3 lipsticks. And I had it in one of my handbags and I cannot seem to relocate it. So it's somewhere in one of my bags, but I don't know which bag it's in. I've looked in pretty much all of them and I can't find it anywhere, so I'm opening a fresh one because I can't be without it. Cake is kind of like, on me, it's like a My Lips But Better sort of colour, and I feel like this will go really nicely with the eyes. Yeah, so can you see how it just adds a little bit of extra something? Like, it's a pink, but it's not too pink. It's just like the perfect kind of pinky nude. And then what I like to do is just take a tissue and just blot once, which still leaves the colour there, but it just tones down a little bit of the shininess. Sometimes I like to wear it full, like, creamy, and sometimes I like to matte it down a little bit with tissue. Okay, so this is what everything looks like with the eyes, the highlighter, which I'm obsessed with, the lipstick, and then the eyes have just got a pop of colour, but it's nothing too crazy. I think it's still wearable. Okay, so this is the finished look. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you want to get your hands on any of the products that I mentioned on this video, then you can get them from the Revolution Beauty website, which is just revolutionbeauty.com. I'd love to know any of your thoughts down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!